Hello guys, welcome to FM Stitches TV station number one TV. This is where we bring you all the latest news from entertainment to sport, politics, lifestyle and documentary. Today I have a guest for you and his name is Emeka Ezurumba. We call him aka Emeka the Poet. He's going to be talking about poetry literature, and I know it's not every one of us that love poetry. It's just like mass. But this time around, you're going to enjoy it. In fact, what triggered me to bring Emeka to our show is that Emeka won an international award. That's so intriguing. So please stay with me as we journey through to hear from Emeka what poetry is all about. Thank you. Don't go anywhere. Hello, Emmy.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Please, can we meet you?
My name is Emeka Ozurumba. I'm an Igbo man from Imo State. And I'm also a Nigerian, a true Nigerian, and I'm also a writer. I'm a poet. I'm a TV presenter. I'm a dramatist, and I'm also a short story writer. And I'm on the Nigerian literary scene. Yeah.
All right. If I may ask Emeka, in all the fields and the profession, why do you choose poets?
Well, poetry is a kind of self-expressional dimension in terms of expository espionage as a human being, and as a collective entity of a society. So when I write, I do not just write because I feel like I write. I write because I feel like I want to make an impact in the society. And there are different things that make me write. One of the things that makes me write is didactism. Didactism is, aphorism, like trying to give people a storyline between morality. So that is what really triggers me, and that is one of my triggers to why I write.
Do you have a literature background?
Yes, I have a literature background. When I was very young, when I was going to the UK, I was one of the very best writers in my class. Then my teacher, Mr. O'Callaghan, Mr. Pinches, they told me to further my career in writing, that I'll be a very lovely writer. When I came to the University of Abuja, I read English language. I was also on the literary scene. I was one of the best poets. We had, a literary club where I was like the president. We used to get together every week and talk about poetry, talk about different things. So I have a history of, being a Nigerian writer.
Okay, so among the writer, let me say, like mentors, who are your mentors?
Who are my mentors?
Yes.
Well, I have foreign mentors and I have local mentors.
So can we know them?
You cannot start talking about writing and literature in Nigeria without talking about Wole Soyinka, a literary giant, somebody that has won the Nobel Prize. You can't without talking about someone like Sir Ben Okri. He was just given a knighthood by Prince Charles because of his book he wrote, Famished Road, that won him the Booker Prize. So those are key people. And Wale Okedinran, Neo Sundari, these are, Femi Osofison, these are writers I really take in high regard. And if you're talking about abroad, I like modernist writers. I like writers like T.S. Eliot, D.H. Lawrence, W.H. Davis, like Shakespeare too. As ancient as Shakespeare is, I still love his dramas, Macbeth, Hamlet, Mark Twain. And the people that started the avant-garde movement of writing, the modernist writers, I really love them. People like Faulkner, William Faulkner, and people like the man that wrote For Whom the Bell Tolls, Ernest Hemingway. So I really take my writing from a lot of their diverse and divergent knowledge.
Okay, if I may ask, what actually motivated you into poetry and writing?
Okay, what motivated me into poetry and writing? Well, the source of my motivations are diverse. But let me go into my sociocultural source. I feel this need to embed Nigeria's socioculturalism, in writing, and also a facet of that into our inbuild as a country. So that's why you see me trying to write a lot of literatures. Like, for instance, by the grace of God, I've written a lot. I've written up to like 11 books. I've written dramas. Yeah, I've written dramas. I've written up to 8 collections of poetry. These things I do because I don't want a sociocultural vacuum to exist in Nigeria. So the more you write, the more your work goes out there, the more you inspire younger writers, the more they write, the more they inspire younger writers. It becomes like a trend, it becomes a circle, and it's like a rainbow, where you can see from the hemisphere and everything is all conjugated.
So at what age did you start writing?
I started writing when I was as young as 12 years. Yes, I started writing as young as when I was 12 years, 11 years. I already was a good writer, let me say. Like a Nigerian writer to that regard, 11, 12 years, I was already
So what were your challenges?
Well, some of my challenges were, styles of writing. Styles of writing. Because when you write, there are different styles of writing. So it's hard to, if you read someone like Chinua Achebe's work, when you see the way he writes with more of proverbs and adages. If you see more of Wole Soyinka's work, when he writes more of intellectualism and kind of like modernism. So writing styles differ. So those were some of my challenges. I had to tweak my style to favor a lot of different cultural sects because, for instance, if you're someone that likes reading the works of Chinua Achebe, you understand, when you're reading a book, you like to be seeing a lot of parables, and that. So when I write, I like to put that one because of those people that like that dimension of writing.
Yes.
Then you're someone that likes someone like Wole Soyinka, you like to see something like metaphors. So I use metaphors when I'm writing, because of my divergent kind of audience.
Okay, so how do you develop your poem?
Okay, I develop my poem by first having the idea. It could be a trigger from anything. It could be even a butterfly I see. It could be a green leaf. It could be a beautiful rainbow. I mean, I've gotten inspiration from different things. It could be a person. It could be a scenario. It could be a moment in time. It could be a reflection. I mean, there are different aspects of writing. There are different things that trigger my writing. And when I start writing, I don't stop. I write till the end, then I now review, and I check out what I'm writing.
So, still talking about writing, what are the stages?
Okay, the stages of writing start first with conception. What the concept, what do you want to write about? When you have the concept, one, is it a theme or a plot? A theme is it behind the central character, like is it about peace, is it about unity? Then a plot, is it about people fighting, is it about people trying to understand themselves, is it about people trying to know better about things? What is the plot? Plot and themes differ from each other, but people think they're the same. A plot is the way the characters unfold themselves in a book. Even in poetry, there are plots and there are themes in poetry.
So when you are getting frustrated and I came across a book that is saying when you have an idea, it says just jot everything down that you can start arranging them.
Okay, but
so how do you go about that?
In writing, there's also what we call a writer's wall.
Okay.
It's a place where it's kind of like an impenetrable wall where you can't write further. It's not because of inspiration or anything, but you just really can't conceptualize things to further the intention of what you want to write.
Exactly.
So when you come to those kind of scenarios, you allow yourself to be, you refresh yourself, you refresh your mind, you relax, and then you could come back to your book after some time. You get some inspirations from them.
Okay. So what are your favorite poems?
Well, my favorite poems are Death in the Dawn, Wole Soyinka. Obviously, I have some by Christopher Akigbo, Come Thunder. I have the Call of the River by Gabriel Okara. I have a host of poems. I can't even start calling them because there are many in my mind. I have some by this American writer. What's his name? He wrote this lovely poem about Robert Schumann.
So can you read anyone for us?
Okay, this poem I'm reading you are my poems, are from my book.
Okay, let's hold on from yours first.
Yeah.
So when we get to your turn to read yours, we can do it. Okay. So from the past people, as in your mentors, yes.
Let me recite Death in the Dawn. Okay. So it starts thus. It says, "Traveler, you must set out at dawn and wipe your feet upon the dog-nosed wetness of the earth. Watch faint brush tokens in the skylight, cutting feet to break the early hole on the toe, and shadows stretch with sap. Not twilight's depth and sad frustration, but soft kidney breeze. Early cutting to break the atom on the hole." So that's a poem that is very very.
Now it's a poem. See, as a poet, it sounds very interesting.
Yes.
But to people who really, it looks shabby.
Yes.
So can you explain what you just?
Yes. Traveler, you must set out at dawn and wipe your feet upon the dog-nosed wetness of the earth. Means anything you want to do, you must start early in the morning.
Okay.
That's why he used the dog nose. Dog nose is referring to the morning dew.
Okay.
The morning dew is on the morning grass.
Yes.
So it's as wet as the morning grass. So that's the dog nose wetness of the earth.
Okay.
So, but if you don't know about that, you just think what guy is talking about is dog nose. When he's talking about going out early as a traveler and starting out what you want to do early in life, and you end up getting out to the destination you want.
How do you deal with challenges?
What kind of challenges?
In your field.
In my field, challenges.
Yes.
Okay.
In
Challenges
writing,
have to do with
publication, acceptance.
Yes. That's why.
Try to market.
That's why I say in life you also have to be lucky. You have to have this thing of luck from God. God has to. There's divine providence in life. I believe in divine providence because all my life I've been steered toward divine providence. Like God has purposefully help me out. Like places where you have to seek for options, opinions, going there
love
up
it.
and down, I don't do that. Normally God just helps me. I go and I do my own. And like to me, I'll not say it's a kind of what do you call this kind of like expo. Like God gives me an expo, but it's something like that because it's just being at the right place at the right time. So those things are not things you can control. It's like being born. You don't decide where you're going to be born. You just be born and you just see yourself in life. You don't decide when you die. Things like that. So God really, really has favored me in terms of writing. I don't get rejected. My works are monthly accepted. I get literary awards, both on Facebook, both internationally. I've gotten different awards. So to me, it's just God's doing, and I don't feel it's a natural thing. I feel it's supernatural.
So how do you get your inspiration?
I get my inspiration from normal things, from things you
Natural
can feel.
things.
Yes, natural things.
Nature.
Yes, nature. Things that even affection, feelings. I get feelings, affection from things I hold, maybe flowers, like those beautiful maroon flowers that they could see. They could just spur a moment of feeling in me that I could just feel somehow to write about them. How do I stop? How do I arrange? Celine, all those things. Those are the things that really give me inspiration to write.
Okay, so how many books have you written so far?
So far, I've written 11 books.
All right, down to business. Can you please?
Yes.
The floor is open.
Okay. Now, I want to read a poem I want to recite from my book called An Ether Daffodil. Well, An Ether Daffodil is a book that talks about an ether, something that evaporates, then daffodil, a flower. So I was talking about life in terms of vaporization, like fleeting, like passing. Life is like a phase that passes. So that's what gave me inspiration to write this book. This piece titled The Quest for World Peace. We are together every drop of rain. We need to create a safer world, a society where the future of our children are safe. We need to raise discussions about world peace, and the best form of diplomacy is conflict resolution. We need to reach out to others in our society, others broken, others hurt, others sick, others weak. We need to build for ourselves a tower of unity by reaching out to those who seem hopeless. Our children must play together without racial embargoes. A good society must give equal rights to even the disabled, knowing that they need our arm for support in a world so restricted from tolerance and goodwill. We are one nation of the world. We are one people culminated into variety. We are one light from different candles. We are one sun from different days. Yeah, So as you can see, what this poem talks about, it talks about the quest for world peace. We need to have peace in the world. Without world peace, we cannot achieve the tranquility of being humans. To be humans, we need to be alive. We need to radiate, we need to radiate. We need to coexist with things around us. Things need to be brought to foremost questions. Things like, global warming. Things like, world peace. Things like people conjugating and sitting together in peace. So, if these things are not talked about, I don't think the world can ever have, progress.
So can you list, maybe name them individually, your 11 books that you've written to the audience?
Okay.
So that in case they want
They
to
want to
read,
get
yes,
okay.
I think
These
this
are
one
these are just a few pieces. But
Okay.
I have the Anthem of a New Nigeria,
Okay.
Pathological Psychosis,
Okay.
Diosu Espazal,
Okay.
Chrysanthemum Flowers,
Okay.
The Theocrest,
Okay.
An Ether Daffodil, Autumnal Dust, The Caveat Emptor, to mention but a few. Yeah.
In this your literature world,
Yeah.
what are the benefits? Because in this present generation,
Yeah, the benefit.
they want, what do I get from this?
Well-
How do I benefit from this?
Yes,
So
yes.
what are the benefits? How do you gain from this? How do you make money from this?
Okay, yeah. The first thing is the benefits are spiritual. Yes, the benefits are spiritual because the benefits are not really physical. They come in terms of gifts, awards, prizes, which I've won too, and you get them when
I'm
you
coming
write
to
a lot,
that.
And there's a saying that the gift for hard work is more work. You get, so it doesn't end. You keep writing, 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 and writing. So I really just get to a point in my life where writing motivates me. It motivates me to create a certain chain of surveillance to me. For instance, it makes me a TV presenter. I could present my pieces. I could interview people. It makes me a playwright. I could write dramas, direct them, make people, write that. It makes me a poet. I could express myself through poetry. It makes me a short story writer. I could write short stories. It's various things enveloped in one. But you need to find out that unique quality in you that you can develop and make yourself one of the best you want to be in the world.
Do you write stories or dramas for sale?
I do.
Okay.
Yes.
So finally, how come about your award?
My
Because
award.
that was
Oh,
what
yeah,
I
yes.
saw, and I said,
Yes, that's what you
well,
saw. My award.
I going to bring this guy on board.
Yeah.
So
The
for
award.
him to get an award, not just in Nigeria, I mean an international award, I want you to talk about that. I
Okay,
want you to
okay.
say
My
more
international award,
about that.
yeah.
How come about your award,
Okay.
and your country hasn't even recognized you,
Yeah.
man, and then
They recognize me abroad.
yes.
Okay,
So
good.
talk about it.
Well, my country has recognized me. Please, my country, you have recognized me, and I
How?
recognize my country back
How? Tell us.
by being a TV presenter, by being able to express myself. I mean, if I was in London, I was in the UK, I might not have my TV show, which I have now, which helps me to express myself. That's one. I won't degrade my country. The international award thing is, abroad they read more than we read in Nigeria.
Exactly.
We have a long process of writing, publication, gathering, reading. So before it goes through a transmogrified process, it takes time before you are really acknowledged. But abroad, when you read stuff, when they see, they just can get the acknowledge that this person is a fascinated writer. I love this person. This person is very intelligent. This person is an award winner, So that's what they did when I wrote some of my poems and I sent to them, and they gave me an international award in Spectrum Publishing House in the United Kingdom and also in United Arab Emirates, which was very nice because of some of the poems I gave there. So I feel very happy about.
So what's the title of the award?
The title of the award is Most Appreciated Poet.
Wow.
Yes,
That's great.
yes.
Thank you so much, Emmy, for coming. I really appreciate it.
Thank you
and
so much,
wish you
Charlie.
all the best.
And I also want to commemorate you and thank you and say thanks for bringing me on the program. We've been together, and I really, really wish you well and wish you go ahead on your journey on your.
Thank you so
presentation
much.
career. Yes.
Nice. Alright guys, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed this show. Please do not forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, subscribe, like, and drop your comments. Thank you and have a blessed day.